Motion and types of motion. Learning about motion and types of motion. Dear children, you have already learnt that an object moves only when force is applied. We see car moving on the road, top moving on the floor, swing moving. They all are moving, but each one moves with a different kind of motion. Linear motion. Motion in a straight line is called a rectilinear motion. Pedal of a bicycle in motion and bullock cart moving on a straight road are examples of rectilinear motion. Consider an object moving along a straight line. Let it travel 50 km in the first hour, 50 km more in the second hour, 50 km in the third hour and 50 km in the fourth hour. In this case, the object covers 50 kilometers in each hour. As the object covers equal distance in equal intervals of time, it is said to be in uniform motion. On your way back from school, you sometimes walk, run, and dawdle along at different times. Your motion keeps changing. A girl on a slide comes down with great speed. Her motion is linear and not uniform because her speed is continuously increasing. Periodic motion or an oscillatory motion. A simple pendulum consists of a small metallic ball or a piece of stone suspended from a rigid stand by a thread. The metallic ball is called the bob of the pendulum. When the pendulum is at rest, it is said to be in its mean position. When the bob of the pendulum is released after taking it slightly to one side, it begins to move to and fro. The to and fro motion of a simple pendulum is an example of a periodic or an oscillatory motion. The pendulum is said to have completed one oscillation when its bob, starting from its mean position O, moves to A, to B and back to O. The pendulum also completes one oscillation when its bob moves from one extreme position A to the other extreme position B and comes back to A. Did you know that Earth where we live moves around the sun and the moon around the Earth are the instances of periodic motion? You have to remember that in periodic motion, one round is completed in the same time every time. Random motion. Children, you all must have admired a butterfly that flits from one flower to another, stops any time and moves in any direction as per her will and fancy. Such motion is called random motion. Animals moving are also the examples of random motion. Motion whose direction changes continuously is called random motion. When an object moves along a circular path, it is called circular motion. Motion of the earth around the sun is an example of circular motion. When an object moves in a circular path with uniform speed, its motion is called uniform circular motion. The turning of merry-go-round, the wheels of bicycle or the blades of an electric fan are the instances of circular motion. Speed. How will you describe speed? It is very simple. The time taken by an object to cover a distance between 2 points tells us the speed of the object. The speed of an object is the distance it travels in a unit of time. Always remember the formula of speed, which is speed is equal to distance travelled divided by time taken to travel the distance. Summary. When force is applied to a stationary object, it is set in motion. Linear, uniform linear, non-uniform linear, oscillatory, periodic, random, and circular are the various types of motion. The distance travelled by an object in a unit time is called the speed of the object. The time taken to cover a certain distance depends upon the speed of the object. So, that is all in this topic. Children, whenever you see anything in motion in our day-to-day life, try to differentiate and recollect what type of motion is that. This will help you not to forget the types of motion, because practical learning is the best way of learning. So, all the best.